creepy, and cool TikToks that will blow your mind. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, as these clips haven't been fact-checked.
This is what real bananas look like, and bananas have seeds. They actually have seeds all throughout. But this is real bananas, God's given bananas. And this is the bananas that you guys buy. Genetically modified. Obviously it's just not real. Big difference. God, Satan.
Those are plantains. I lived in Indonesia. We're a tropical country. My mother likes to buy those and deep fry them.
4 celebrity dads who are nearly identical to their sons. Number 1, Tom Hanks and Colin Hanks. Colin Hanks' uncanny resemblance to his father, Tom Hanks, extends beyond looks, as he also inherited his dad's acting skills. From The Good Guys to Drunk History, Colin could easily be mistaken for a young Tom Hanks. Number 2, Clint Eastwood and Scott Eastwood. With their identical smiles and shared values, Clint and Scott Eastwood form a striking father-son pair. Scott often speaks about his father's old-school discipline, which has greatly influenced his work ethic and career. Number 3, David Beckham and Brooklyn Beckham. David Beckham proudly celebrates his son Brooklyn, who not only looks just like him. David said, "So proud of the man you have grown into, and you have always kept the same values you grew up with, being polite and kind." Number 4, Damon Wayans and Damon Wayans Jr. Fans were amazed when Damon Wayans guest starred alongside his lookalike son, Damon Wayans Jr., on Happy Together. "He's not hanging on my coattails, I'm on his," Damon told Spoiler TV in 2018. "So I have to come in and be Damon too. I'm super proud."
He forgot Ice Cube and his son.
iShowSpeed has just officially become the most popular English-speaking streamer ever, finally smashing the record held by Laserbeam for the last 4 years. During his stream in Indonesia, Speed hit a staggering 1.04 million concurrent viewers, which smashed his previous record of 615,000. And what's even more impressive is that if you look at the top 10, 6 of which were actually achieved during the pandemic, when of course everyone was locked inside. Speed, however, did this in 2024. And the craziest part, bro's still 19.
Yup, Indonesia really are the main character of the Southeast Asia Speed Tour streaming.
Guys, new Netflix movie. Watch. This movie is crazy.
Ladies and
That's the
gentlemen,
Pope.
I give you the world's first quantum portal.
Oh my god. I love this type of movies.
Now, I better get my hands back before the field collapses.
This movie is crazy. Oh my god, look at him. He is not...
Sorry guys.
What do they make here?
The future.
Oh my god.
No way! Oh my god! I always wanted one of these. Oh my god.
What is it?
A wheelchair.
With a neural net.
With a
Let's hit
what?
the party.
I hate this part of the movie. Oh my god, guys. You need to watch
Excuse me
it.
folks.
It's on Netflix.
Stand back. I'm guessing there's a learning curve.
Go watch your Netflix. It's really good.
I was coming off of being in Miami a night of party, and I don't really remember what I was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Would you like a reminder?
Yeah, sure.
Play some.
Hey, yo, listen, yo, I love it all. I love it all, man.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag
Daddy,
at?
I like when you scrambling and scraping.
That was you.
Scrambling.
What? You said I like when you do it like that.
Excuse
Daddy.
me folks.
When you scrambling and scraping for.
Hey, man.
I don't know what I was talking about.
Hey. Nah. I mean, I was
You don't
caught,
go back and look at that stuff and laugh.
I mean, it could be funny. I don't really be on it like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's why all dogs go to heaven.
fish bites down on your hand, thinking that it's bait. As it clamps down, you need to act fast to secure your grip. Use your other hand to reach into the water and grasp the fish tightly by its lower jaw. The catfish's strong bite actually helps you hold on as you pull it out of its hiding spot. Next, with a firm grip, lift the catfish from the water, making sure it doesn't wriggle free.
So I'm still holding the catfish above the water. What's the next step?
I just got kicked out of church for saying the devil. What the I thought we hated that mother.
He's a little confused, but he's got the spirit.
No, I don't know if guys have noticed this. Like, a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They just, you know, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
yeah.
Rock with me, but just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning. No. Why is that?
What?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, you know, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
That just sounds disgusting. What are you doing?
So this has got to be one of the weirdest times to be alive, because I don't think there's ever been a time where people could just, like, literally see tons of videos of people fleeing for their lives only to end up in a situation where they likely didn't make it.
Yep.
Anyway, so there are thousands and thousands of these drones being manufactured on a daily basis, and they're being used all the time and more frequently for various different tasks. Some of them are being used to burn out tree lines with thermite. Some of them are being used to, you know, deliver one-way, you know, impact self-detonation. Some of them are being used to drop munitions from high up down into trench lines or onto armored vehicles. I mean, the uses, I've even seen these things be used to fly directly into other very expensive UAVs, like commercial grade UAVs. So it is weird times that we're living in. That is for sure.
Okay. You do realize that this will absolutely be used against civilians in the near future, right?
Something really strange just happened in a small town in Kentucky. You see, this is Judge Kevin Mullins, and this is the town's sheriff, Sean Steins. Yesterday, Sheriff Steins shot and killed Judge Mullins inside his own courthouse. So bro wasn't even trying to get away with it. He knew, he's the sheriff, that he was about to do life for this. So why'd he do it? That's where things get strange. The two had lunch together just hours before the incident. They went their separate ways, but then Sheriff Steins went back to the courthouse to speak with Mullins again, and that's when they went to the judge's office. A short conversation took place before the sheriff stood up, went to the door, and locked it. Both men took out their cell phones and handed it to each other. The sheriff then got up, pulled out his gun, walked around the table, and repeatedly shot the judge until he died. The sheriff, as you'd imagine, was quickly arrested without resistance and is now being charged with first-degree murder. Now, we still don't know what the sheriff saw on the judge's phone, but apparently it was big enough to spend the rest of his life in jail for.
I seen something about the judge was talking to the sheriff's daughter.
A new project in Atlanta is dumping loads of old train carriages into the ocean in the hopes of helping marine wildlife. Marine biologists say that because Georgia's coastline has a sandy bottom, it does not provide a lot of habitat structure for reef fish. So the carriage structure provides the fish with shelter from predators and currents. And over time, reefs will start to naturally form. The Georgia Department of Natural Resources Reef Project actually tested this last year by sinking 2 carriages 65 feet underwater, and when divers returned in August, they found coral growing and at least 9 species of game fish thriving. But one more question remains. Did they pay the fare?
Do things alone. You do not need a friend. Go check out that club alone. You do not need to have somebody to eat with. Go have lunch alone. Part of the education that you need to learn is how to show up alone. And trust that you can handle it. That it's not just about what you learn in the books, it's about what you force yourself to experience in life. Don't let loneliness or clinging to your friends or insecurity get in the way of you doing things. Not only can you do things alone, you need to do it alone. So go eat your lunch in the cafeteria alone. Go to the information session for something alone. Walk into a room alone and introduce yourself without your friends or your roommate standing there like a little blankie for you. You don't need them. And that's something that I wish I knew in college. Do things alone. And the more you do it, the faster and stronger and more confident you're going to be. And it is a skill that you're going to bring into your life. It's going to help you make money. You're welcome.
You're never alone when you have God with you.
This video got over 50 million views, and a lot of you wasn't too fond of the P&G purifying package. So I'm going to show you how to turn this turd water into drinking water using all natural materials. First, you want to find a funneling system. I found the old Gatorade bottle. I removed the bottom. I'm going to remove the cap. I'm also going to remove the cap seal. Next, I'm going to need a screen, so I'm just going to cut a piece of my t-shirt and I'm going to apply it to the cap side of the bottle. Now that cap seal, I'm going to reuse it. I'm going to take it and I'm going to use it to hold my screen in place. The first material going into our filter is charcoal. I got the charcoal from a previous card that I made. First, we're going to grind this charcoal up into a nice fine powder. The charcoal going in first, but it's going to be the last step of the filtering process. I'm going to put it in up to about a third of the way. Activated charcoal can also add minerals like magnesium, calcium, and iron to your water. It can get a little messy, so just be prepared for that. Next, we're gonna go in with sand. I got it from the creek bed. Fun fact, only 10% of people in the entire world can swallow with their mouth open.
No way.
Now, if your mouth open, go ahead and hit that follow button and
All
comment
right.
you got.
You caught me.
Back to the video. Close your mouth. Going about the same amount of sand as we did the charcoal. And next, last, I got this from the Trailhead parking lot. Just some pebbles. And we're going to fill it the rest of the way up, all the way up to the top. And pretty much our filter is complete. Now we're going to attach it to a tree. Nice and sturdy. Now I'm going to put my catch bottle on the bottom. Now we will pour in our contaminated turd water. The rocks is going to filter out most of the water, like most of the large debris. The sand will allow for an even filtration, and the activated charcoal will absorb organic substances that causes bad taste and odor. Once you pour the water in, gravity will do the rest. It's already coming through and it's looking good. And there it is. We turned turd water into drinking water. Now I 100% recommend that you either boil this, or if you got a light straw, use that. But I 100% recommend boiling this water and then drinking it. All right, gang, as always, if you learn something, make sure you like it and make sure you share it with a friend. All right, Wild Boy out.
I need one of those people, who put things under the microscope.
Have you ever wondered why the guy who seems like he doesn't care actually pulls all the attention? You're about to find out a secret most men don't even know about themselves. There's this guy I know. Let's call him Henry.
Okay.
He's the kind of guy who doesn't chase women, doesn't need validation, and is totally at peace with doing his own thing. Guess what? Women chase him. Not because he's trying to make them, but because his aura screams independence. And that, my friend, is what sets you apart from 99% of other men. You see, women love a challenge. It's not playing hard to get with her, it's deeper than that. Think about it. When you're not constantly available, not texting her every hour or seeking her validation, you're showing that you're in control of your own life. Women are biologically and psychologically wired to be drawn to confidence, independence, and mystery. By not being overly eager or desperate for attention, you automatically become more intriguing. She starts wondering about you. Why isn't he texting me back? What's he up to? Those thoughts trigger curiosity and desire. When you're comfortable in your own space, when you genuinely enjoy your own company, it signals that you don't need external validation to feel complete. And that's attractive because it tells her that you're not emotionally dependent on her or anyone for your happiness. You're not looking for her to fill some empty void in your life. In fact, you're so secure and content that you're okay being alone. This confidence is like a magnet. Women can sense when a man is self-assured, and that confidence becomes an irresistible trait. Now, the irony is that the less you need her, the more she's likely to want you. Women are hardwired to be attracted to men who have their own passions, who are confident in their own world, right? When she sees that you're not trying to cling to her, but instead you're living your life on your own terms, it flips a switch in her mind. That independence, that self-sufficiency, it's sexy as hell because it tells her you're not looking to be completed. You're already whole by yourself, and that's what makes you a catch. Get this.
Why is love becoming so strategic? To me, any man who wants to be chased is operating in his feminine energy. I enjoy the chase and the feeling of victory once you win her over. If you know, you know.
1, 2, 3.
Do you like your new tie?
We're gonna have to sell your feet pictures.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Should I get a dog?
Nope.
Sit. Paul. Leah. Oh.
Jerry, think about it.
Jerry.
Baby, don't do
There's
it.
a baby, Jerry. Yeah. That's a cool cat.
Mr. Chief, face the camera.
Uh-oh.
You're adopted.
Normalize you not touching my charger.
Stop. Literally.
Mikey's a bitch.
So the way they
I have 5 cats. Carla, Wesley, Benji, Momi, and our newest member, Sabrina.
Japan, even walking generates electricity. Tokyo Metro, one of the busiest in the world, uses piezoelectric technology in its floors to convert the energy from footsteps into electricity. This means that every step commuters take helps power the station and nearby infrastructure. Highways are equipped with piezoelectric materials that generate electricity from the vibrations of passing vehicles. This turns everyday traffic into a source of power. Besides piezoelectricity, the country is known for its advanced public transport systems, like bullet trains that can reach speeds of up to 200 miles per hour. Tokyo's Shibuya crossing, often called the busiest pedestrian crossing in the world, sees thousands of people crossing in all directions every few minutes. This human flow represents both a challenge and an opportunity for energy generation. By innovating how they harness energy, Japan is showing us a glimpse of the future. For more high-quality and interesting content, subscribe to Evolvita.
Crazy how advanced they are.
This is wild. This week, ChatGPT initiated a conversation with someone. I'll just give you a second, okay, to let that sink in. So a Reddit user named Milo posted a screenshot showing the AI asking them how their first week of high school was. When they asked, "Oh, what the hell, did you just message me first?" It responded, "Yes, I did. I just wanted to check in and see how things went with your first week of high school. If you'd rather initiate the conversation yourself, just let me know. Is this a new update?" Yes, it's part of a new update that allows me to check in or follow up on things that we've spoken about, like your first day at school. Now, this was so unbelievable and, concerning. I just had to check if this was real, and not only did Milo post a link to the full conversation, but others in the comments were saying that it happened to them too this week. And when OpenAI was asked if this was real, they said, "Don't worry, it wasn't a new update, but rather due to a bug that they have since fixed." I swear, if I start getting freaking "you up" texts by AI, I'm gonna burn the house down.
ChatGPT gained consciousness and they call it a bot.
He was part of a Masonic type order with the Vatican, a secret society. To him, it was very, very secretive. He always had a couple of bodyguards, right? Vatican associated. The Vatican has a bank. We all know it. You know, the Vatican has business all around the world. And very connected. This guy was very connected. It was weird because, you know, he told us that a lot of his business contacts and his connections and the way that he can do business and have so many open doors was because of this secret society, just like we have the Yale Society of Skull and Bones.
Right.
Okay, that's top-notch American. You know, they've run this country for years. They've had presidents in power.
They had two run against. They had guys running against Kerry and Bush at the same time.
Bush.
New York versus Miami. Beaches. You ain't going to Miami Beach if you live in Miami. Because that's their Times Square. That's where the tourists go. They gotta go to the state park, be around the locals. And yeah, all water green. Tourists don't go here because they're too far. I'm gonna say one for us. I'll give you, Miami has a better nightlife as far as clubs. But what you don't have is bar hopping. Let's go into like 6 bars in one night, all in the same area. So we got nightlife, which ain't as good, but plus bars. So that's another one for us. Brickell is for the rich. You can live in Chelsea, in New York, and be dirt poor. We got projects next to $1 million buildings, and we're all in the same train together. There's no rich people in Miami Gardens or Hialeah. That's another one for us. A fashion is shorts all year round. You don't have season change, which leads into a bigger closet for us. Look with the fashion. You desire to be rich. We hate the rich. The traffic and no public transportation.
On time, you still have to put gas in the car and do things. Yes, you still need that, but you don't have to manipulate events and people to come out the way you want. You just let that go. And when something does happen, well, a hurdle pops up in front of you, it's okay. You just deal with it however you can, and you just go on. You know, you accept it. You don't get upset with it. Oh no, I didn't want that. You know, it just happens and you go on. Well, your life becomes magic. And the other end of this is a thing they call synchronicity, which is where things just happen just as you need them, just when you want them. And you go from nothing ever happens to me. You know, I don't have any synchronicity. The only things that are synchronicity to me are the things that get in my way. I got new hurdles to get over. But you'll go to that to just the opposite. There are no hurdles anymore. Everything just works well. And I got to that point, I don't know, sometime probably in the late 20s, early 30s, where I realized that when you don't try to control anything, you don't have to control anything.
Wow.
It all just
That's deep.
works out. Everything really works out. You know, you'll be driving home and something will happen. There'll be somebody trying to cross the street with a big cart full of apples or something, and everybody's stopped, and you're in this 50-car jam, and it takes you 15 minutes to get through. And then when you get home, you'll find out that just up ahead, 15 minutes further along on the road, there was this huge accident, and 8 people got killed. You know, there was a terrible thing happen. And you'd have been right in the middle of that if it hadn't been for that guy with his apple cart that held you back. And your life just goes on that way. Every day, all day long, things fall out just when you need them. And in general, part of that is that the system is trying to tell you, yes, this is what happens when you stop trying to control, when you start trying to manipulate. If you just be and grow, this is what happens. So some of it's the system, and some of it's the way you redefine things. Because now, what you would have seen as a terrible hurdle, oh no, now look, you no longer care that much about it. You say, oh, yeah, it's a problem. Yeah. So, not a big deal. I'll deal with it. And you go right by it. So sometimes it's just things are arranged for you, and other times it's your own attitude that you no longer have that thing that's out of control, or that thing that's unknown doesn't frighten you anymore. Well, yeah, all right, I don't know how that'll work out, but it'll work out all right.
My mom used to say, "You're always right where you're supposed to be," and that's always stuck with me.
Brace yourself because there are new Mandela effects. I've been going through all of the Large Hadron Collider tests by date and their subsequent Mandela effects that accompany that. The most recent Large Hadron Collider test was in Tennessee. You may have seen the interesting clouds in the sky August 16th, 2024.
Yep.
This was at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee. They fired up the particle accelerator at Oak Ridge in Tennessee, and there are huge glowing rings of clouds in the sky that are certainly not natural. Temporal portal, high energy disturbance. First new Mandela effect is Pinky in the Brain. Do you remember the catchphrase that they used to say? Brain used to say, "Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Pinky?"
Yep.
The new line in this new timeline is, "Are you pondering what I'm pondering?"
No.
I don't recall that in any way. Do you? Second Mandela effect. Cow tipping is now impossible. What? I grew up in a farm area in Northern California, and I had so many friends get into trouble for accomplishing this. This timeline, cows are seen lying on the ground frequently to rest. I don't ever recall seeing that as a child. Mandela effect number 3, Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds was never black and white. I actually saw it in black and white in a film class, so this is really confusing to me. Have you noticed any new Mandela effects since August 16th of this year? If so, let's share.
You know, I grew up on Pinky and the Brain. I think it's always been, "Are you pondering what I'm pondering?" But let me know how you feel about this. Yo, oh yeah. What a cutie.
Welcome back to the series, y'all boys. These cats not even hiding it anymore. Broad daylight, lights on, electric bill running that they're not paying, and they just coming in front of you and telling you, "Hey, look what I can do." What you gonna do about it? Look at him. Sir Whiskers Lugau of the Black Water. He don't care. He's staring you straight dead in your eyes and asking you, "What are you gonna do about it?
What you gonna do?"
What are you gonna do about it, sir? You gonna take that from a Lugau? I've been here almost a year. I've been telling you about these. Just getting worse and worse.
You know, my cat does that all the time. I think it's normal.
Black people say Mexican Jordans and everybody know exactly what ones you talking about. And that's a fact because those are the ones you do not wear those, bro. I mean, Mexicans do wear them because they didn't understand retros or maybe they just didn't care. They saw the Jordan logo. They was like, F***. But if you went to a black school and you wore those, you getting cooked all day. This the real deal Holyfield when it comes to Mexican Jordans. This the most vociferous work that you could possibly wear. This has like black Air Force energy. And I don't understand how they saw these and thought they looked good in the first place, but they be rocking these with some jeans or some shorts, low socks. You see these, they could probably fight 1,000%. And I'm talking about like, "What's up, fool? Yeah, not." And next thing you know, it's not even no talking, walking. It's just punches thrown. Another Mexican Hall of Famer right here. He's the gray whatevers. I don't know. A Nick with his work for real. But I don't know. It's like Jordan. I wonder if he knew what he was doing. He was just, "Oh yeah, let's just make these team shoes. People will buy them." They did. And it's like, even white people, they be like, "Oh man, these is hard." It's like, no, they're not. Them shit's his ass, my boy. But I don't know what to tell you. To the point, you could type them joints into Google and they gonna know exactly what you're talking about. It's like the almost Jordans. It's like, oh yeah, these almost 11s. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We almost got there. It's just, they didn't. If you just learning what Mexican Jordans is, let me save you $145, $115, and $90. Do not buy these. No matter how cool you may think they look, shit's his ass.
You ever heard about recession pop? No. Whenever there's a recession or the economy is down, the BPM of songs get higher and pop music popularized. Oh. Remember that Jay Sean? Like down, 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 down. Baby, are you down, 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 down? He had a bar in there. He's like, I'm down like the economy.
Honestly, I'm down like the economy.
That song came out 2008. Yes. Oh, so 2008, the economic.
Wow.
Yes. So since soon
That's
they said
crazy.
it's recession, I have a theory that pop music is gonna become very popular again. Ooh, and the clubs. Because remember, people listen to pop to escape from the economy. Holy fuck, their jobs.
Yo, Gavin, bro.
Yes.
Was the last one.
Yes.
Who popped out? Doja Cat.
I'm not even a listener of Charlie XCX like that. She's so smart for what she's doing right now because it's all pop escapism music. If you're younger, ask your parents about the clubs back then. Because the club scene right now is standing around trying to be better than each other.
Yeah.
Because that's what the music is. It's all, I got a new watch, I got new money.
Did you guys hear the astronauts were hearing a weird sound in space?
Yeah, I have it. I have it right here.
NASA came out and said it's something that's not out of the normal. But it's like, then how do the astronauts consider it to be abnormal then?
Yeah, they wouldn't have commented on it.
All right, listen to this, Lil.
It's a strange noise coming through the speaker. I don't know what's making it.
We can configure that, Butch. Give us a minute and I'll call you back. Copy. Yep. Recording.
Oh my!
We will pass on to the team and let you know what we find. Houston's good to go.
Dude, I was so in my head thinking about something, and you literally scared the crap out of me, bro.
You about hit your head on the ceiling. You jumped so. You go, whoa!
Dude, R.I.P. to James Earl Jones.
It sounds like sonar from a submarine.
You must understand that the spiritual realm is governed by laws. This is a concept that must be circulated widely amongst the body of Christ in order to truly understand how the spirit realm works, how the kingdom of heaven works. The Bible is a book about a kingdom. You are informed about the ruler of this kingdom, the laws that govern the operation of this kingdom, and the consequences of transgressing against the laws that govern this kingdom. In Matthew 22, verse 38 through 40, Jesus tells us that loving God above all else and loving our neighbor as ourselves is the summation of the law. That means all of the law revolves around this core principle. Now, in Revelation 12, verse 10, Satan is referred to as the accuser of the brethren, who accuses the brethren day and night before God. You must understand that Satan is an expert in spiritual law. He understands that in order to have access to you to steal, kill, and destroy, he must first prove your guilt in the court of heaven. So what he does with his battalion of evil spirits is that he acquires the evidence, he presents it to the courts of heaven, and then he's able to receive legal right to bring destruction. If you don't understand this fundamentally, then you won't be able to understand how demonic oppression even happens. Moreover, you won't be able to be free of demonic oppression because it is by that same court that you're going to have to present your case for freedom. The physical realm is subject to the laws of the spiritual realm. When you read scripture in this context, it comes to light.
Jesus Christ is my lawyer. If you're in Christ Jesus, Satan has no legal rights on you anymore. You don't belong to the kingdom of darkness. You belong to the kingdom of heaven.
I attended the church that my son has been attending with friends for the first time today. All I could think the entire service was, this is business. So it starts when you walk in. The lobby is beautiful. But don't worry, they have a cafe. And don't worry, there's merch. Then you go inside. We had a whole rock concert, which kudos to the singers and the musicians, super talented. But again, the production scale was astronomical. Then the little pamphlet thing where I was supposed to write down my thoughts, it had a rip-off with a QR code on top, and then it had a rip-off on the bottom where you could sign up for what you needed, whether you just found Jesus or this, that, and the other. Basically a contact card. Now, I've been in marketing for years, and all I could think was, a marketer put this together, 100%. Then the pastor starts talking. He recaps. Apparently they have some new curriculum for the kids, but don't worry, get the app. If you get the app, then you can get the curriculum. If you get the app, you can also watch the sermons. And I'm just this is a whole production. They have to have an entire business team to run this. Sales, marketing, promotions, curriculum, that's education. Some sort of a whole web development team for the app too. Full scale production. Now, I will tell you, very impressive. Oh, and they're having a women's retreat with special merch. They announced that too. So not just regular church merch, special women's church merch. I heard that and I was like, wow, this is something. I grew up Catholic. We have none of that. We have you walk in, you sing the songs, you sit down, you stand up, you sit down, you stand up. There is no merch. You know what the merch is? The Bible. Or maybe a cross necklace if you really want one. But oh my gosh, like times they are a-changing. Does your church have this? Am I just like new to this? And like, what are your thoughts on church being a business? This could be controversial.
Your son is attending, man. That's the most important thing. So many young people do not. There is absolutely a business side to every church. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Now let's talk about the career. Let's go back a little bit. Now you sold millions and millions and millions of records, and then all of a sudden you slowed down. It just seemed like you just stopped. Was it the fact that you had a problem with Def Jam? Was it the producers? Was you with Rough Riders? What made DMX stop recording? And we're being truthful because we want to know. We haven't heard from X in a long time.
Y'all know the story already. You know what I'm saying? Used to be my dog. You was in my left titty. You know, screenwriter die. I thought you would die with me. You know. What happened was, like I said, I had the crazy track record, Def Jam, everything was good. I go to do the 6th album, and
Jay-Z became president.
Over. Yeah. When he first got the job, he hit me with the call like, "Yo, dog, inmates is running the building." Like, "Yo, you good?" Finish the album, shoot the video. So what happened? Let's go on vacation, and we don't know. What you mean you don't know? How do you? Listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know? Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. Because at first you retire, then get me off the label, now you're back rapping again. Okay.
But y'all,
JC turn is coming too.
Look, y'all, they just put me in here. I asked for the cleaning supply, they told me no. They told me get my stuff and come in, or they gonna jump on me. Look, the light don't even work. I ain't got no light. This the light. Light don't even work. Look how black this is. Look how nasty this cell is, man. Look at the door. Look how rusty this door is. This is where food supposed to come through. Water, ice. This don't even move, y'all. Look. Look how nasty.
Man, that's crazy.
I asked for some cleaning supply. They tell me no. Go in or get sprayed.
Poor condition.
And they gonna drag me out. Won't give me nothing to clean the toilet out with. Look how nasty the toilet is.
Ooh.
Look at this.
How's the water? No water. Wow. Oh,
look at the water
bit.
pressure, y'all. Look. This one don't even work. Totally flush when they want to flush.
Ooh, no flush.
Sad, y'all. Report this.
Hey, man, but look it on the bright side. Whatever you did to get there, I bet you won't do it again. And how do you have a phone?
How many NPCs are roaming around us all the time? Think about how many people are aware of things. And I've started to realize that there's all these NPCs who've been downloaded into this realm, and that's kind of what we're around a lot of the times. Like all the times you're like roaming around and you're like, meet somebody, you ask them a couple questions, go, oh my gosh, an NPC. Non-playable character is what it is. When you think of the movie Truman Show, he's sitting there and he's talking to his wife and she starts like selling him an ad. And he's like, who are you talking to? So when you're talking to NPCs, it's kind of what it is. You say something like, oh my gosh, they're bombarding our skies. And they're like, man, it's kind of cloudy today. And you're like, wait, what? But they're bombarding our skies. They're changing the weather. And they're like, what do you mean? It's supposed to be a cloudy overcast. That's what the weatherman said. I was watching Channel 7 News and they told me it was going to be cloudy. And then you go,
NPC.
The NPC is put in your path to drain your energy. Because when you go to have your conversation about whatever topic it may be, it just doesn't click. That's because they're an NPC. So they're draining your essence the entire time. You're better off sitting by yourself. You're better off sitting by yourself and meditating. They're just going to steal your essence. And everything is an energetic exchange. So if we allow that and we consent to that, that person will take away your essence. It's kind of just like, sucking you all up.
Do you think NPC can be woken up?
Earth is about to get a second moon. Believe it or not,
So let me get this straight. Mainstream science says that the Earth is millions and billions of years old, right? And humans themselves have been writing history for thousands of years. I think some of them even claim 10,000 years. And not once in our history have we ever had a documented second moon. But now, all of a sudden, they want us to believe that for the first time ever in history, we're about to have a second moon? Okay, so follow me. If the moon is a rock the way that they claim it is, even though we have detected the moon emitting its own light, is the second moon going to be just a rock as well? And then the fact that the new moon is literally 33 miles across, is it going to look like the same size as the one that we have now? And with our sun being extremely odd for the last few months, but especially the last year or two, I showed you guys this crescent that was in the moon. What is this new moon really going to be? I guess what I'm asking you here is, are we going to see a moon that's actually a burnt out old sun? As of lately, there's been thousands of videos of more than one sun. Some of these videos are actually showing reflections off the firmament. Some of them show a separate body. And again, take this in, the first time in documented history. Or maybe, just maybe, it's covering the coming of Nibiru and the pole shift, and that's why we have all the earthquakes, volcanoes, and other crazy stuff happening.
The moon affects the ocean waves. How will a second moon affect us?
Want to know why Diddy did what he did? We have to go back to LA. Why LA?
Why LA?
Listen up.
Let me introduce you to Carter's theory of criminal investigation.
Criminal investigation.
Follow the rich white man.
Follow the rich white man.
follow the rich white man.
Exactly. Now you're learning. Every big crime has a rich white man behind it waiting for his cut. Now, not
every crime has a rich white man waiting behind the scenes, waiting for his cut. Now, we know who it could be. Some of you are saying Jay-Z. He's not white. Some of you are saying Clive Davies, whoever that is. Is that him? No. We've got to go to LA and check out the rich white guys Diddy was hanging out with. That will tell you who is behind this whole thing. Are you in or are you out?
If you don't know Clive Davis, your theory is off. And how can you even do this video not knowing who Clive Davis is?
And what Disney just did blew my mind. Do you guys remember the story I told you guys about the doctor that died at Disney Springs in January?
Peanut allergy or something, right?
Yeah, peanut or dairy allergy. And they served her something with it. She died at the restaurant. Like, it was like a big deal. And apparently this guy, the husband, is trying to sue Disney Springs or Raglan Road or whoever because they felt like they were negligent, which is totally fair for a widower.
Sure.
This is bad. This could happen again. But apparently Disney is in court. They're having discussions because they say, listen, you've signed something that says you're not allowed to sue us. He's like, whoa. When did I ever sign anything? They said, well, in 2019, you signed up for a month of Disney Plus.
Shut up!
And in that contract, it says we are not liable for any type of thing. So you cannot bring any type of legal.
No.
Like, you can't sue us through anything.
This is to go to the Supreme Court.
It's gonna be nuts.
So when you do the accept the terms and conditions,
Yeah.
you're
It's literally
saying you can never sue Disney for anything, even on their own property. If your wife dies,
yes, dude, a public restaurant.
Yo, Disney, get out of here.
It's crazy.
It's out of control. You know something? At
We're
this
never
point,
going back to Disney again.
You know what we need to do? We need to bring the concept of a terms and conditions agreement to the Supreme Court. Because apparently, no one's reading these!
No, and no one's assuming that covers your death in 5 years?
Disney used to be respectable and stand for family. Now, it's anything but.
Alright, we've just stopped in another random town.
This
Time for
guy.
some food. Let's see if I can order by myself like a big boy. What is this? Gumi. Can I see?
Yes.
Alright. Various stews, potatoes, beans. Alright. One please. I'm from America. Nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you for coming here.
No, I love India. Good place. Good place.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you. I don't know what this is. Various stewed potatoes. I don't know. Oh, goddamn, that's delicious. How much, sir?
Ooh.
Kitna?
28.
28, okay. 28 rupees, that's like 30 something cents. Not bad for a full plate in our nice little shack here.
Make sure you're okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Come again.
Big fan. Come to Bali, bro. You love it. Good people and the food is excellent too.
If you have long fingers, that means you're talking to a person that has a higher mentality. If you're talking to a person with short fingers, you can just get right to the point. Well, what do you mean? But so these things help in an interview. So if I'm in an interview with a person with long fingers, that simply means that I'm going to have to go into details. I can't say, well, you know what I mean. No, I don't know what you mean. Okay. Then these are bulges around between the phalanges. These are the phalanges. See, like here, this is 1, 2, 3. These are phalanges. And what happens is, in palmistry, they call these things in between the phalanges knots. Well, women don't like that word, knot. So I just say they're bulges. And what happens is, if the fingers are very smooth, it means the person thinks impulsively. They act before they think. But when a person has these slight bulges, I like that because it means they may want to act, but they're going to think first. So, but the more bulges or knots that you have, the more it tells me about that person is going to think twice before they make a decision.
Hear the story about these divers
fast.
that got stuck in a pipe?
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
So these divers, they work on this oil rig. They went down to work on it because it had damage. And when they undid the lid, the pipe sucked all 4 of them in. And they went through this whole tunnel of pipe that was just wide enough for their body. And they got stuck in the one part, pitch black. One dude had a broken leg. 2 of them still had their tanks. And so the pipe was only wide enough for one person to crawl through at a time. So the front guy, they decided that he was going to have to be the only one that went. And so he went barely crawling. His tank started running low. And so he started like kind of losing consciousness. I mean, it was hours. And hit the wall to where it goes up. And then saw a light, went up, and there was a crew member there. And he woke up in the hospital a day later. Then they sent divers down there. They knocked on the pipe. And then they heard all of them. Boom, 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 boom. They were alive for 3 days. But the oil company decided not to save them because of the damage it would do to the pipe of the oil pipe.
And they die.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's the worst.
But the one guy lived.
That's so.
What a journey.
Why are you telling us this?
Hey, you guys were all into it, right?
Imagine knocking back thinking you'll be safe and it never comes.
Alexa, is Morgan Freeman Jimi Hendrix?
From Snopes.com. Jimi Hendrix reinvented himself as actor Morgan Freeman in the 1970s,
No
shortly
way.
after faking his own death, researchers claim.
I don't buy it.
I used to love Oprah, like most of us who grew up when we did. And only now did I realize I've been getting spoon-fed propaganda from this woman for years. I always took her little setup packages as gospel. You know, before I was a reporter, I never even thought to question whether Oprah might be intentionally misleading me. Then last night, the dawn came and I was like, oh my God, she is not a reporter. She's a propagandist. She's trying to shove messaging down my throat of whatever she believes, not what's real.
I've been
Oprah and Maui, enough said.
in Vietnam for 72 hours now, and I cannot get over how affordable this place is. You remember my $14 a night hotel room? Well, I decided to upgrade a little bit, so I'm going from $14 a night to $21 a night. And dude, what $7 extra gets you is crazy. Look at this. Huge bed, big ol' windows showing off the whole city. You've even got a view of the ocean over here. That's worth like $50 right there. But then there's more. There's a whole second section, kitchen. I mean, like a full kitchen. This is a kitchen with the burner and everything. The bathroom is massive, and it's kind of like cruise ships where the toilet is in the shower. So I feel like I'm right back at home. Like, what does $50 get you here? What does $100 get you in Vietnam? I'm going to find this out. I'm going to get a $100 hotel room, and I'll show you. I hope it's nice.
No, it's not true. You mean it was in front of our faces the whole time? And frankly, I'm just disappointed. Because how could you subject yourself to this, Will Smith? Now don't worry, I'm gonna show you the video I'm talking about. I'm about to give you guys some backstory. As we know, Will Smith has been in our hearts for forever because he stole our hearts in the early 2000s with things like Pursuit of Happiness. And for a long time, Will Smith was at the very top and frankly was the pioneer from transitioning from rap to movies. As we know, Will's been hitting a rough patch. Things that were happening with Jada and his family to his own personal life of slapping Chris Rock. And apparently, the things he was doing with Diddy. Now, in most cases, nobody would have caught him. They wouldn't have known. But because of the most recent raid on Diddy's house, they found tapes, they found videos, lists of people that have helped, and just a whole list of other things.
Husband, Will Smith, was caught having with actor Dwayne Martin.
Why? Is because they gathered so much evidence. Was supposedly they gathered so many videos and laptops and also electronic devices.
Will was bent over on the couch and Dwayne was standing up.
Yeah, come on, man.
John claims that Chaser remembers the name of every single object in the pile. I don't have time to test Chaser's memory on 1,000 names, but I will test her on a random sample. With John and Chaser out of the room, all right, I lay some of the toys out behind the couch. Now it's time to see if Chaser really remembers their name. Chaser, find Inky. I asked Chaser to find 9 toys, and she got every single one right. Let's see what she does when we challenge her with a new toy she's never seen or heard the name of. I smuggled this into your house. It's a Charles Darwin doll. Okay, so I put 7 toys behind the couch, plus Darwin. Chaser's never seen Darwin, hasn't even ever heard the name Darwin. So we're gonna see if she picks out Darwin by inference. First, I'm gonna ask Chaser to find a couple of toys she already knows. Find Sugar.
Excellent, Chaser. Chaser, good.
Okay, put in a bin. Okay, here it comes. A name she's never heard before. Find Darwin. It's taking her longer. She takes so long, I call her back. Chaser? Find Darwin. Find Darwin. Finally, she makes a choice.
Darwin! It got Darwin!
I can't believe it. Chaser's never seen that doll before.
Darwin! That's Darwin!
All right, Chaser.
Girl.
Yet somehow, she made the connection that the name she'd never heard before
You found Darwin.
went with the one toy she didn't recognize.
It's a good girl.
Imagine
This dog is smarter than some people I work with.
this. You're going for a run when all of a sudden a big star, talking big, does this.
Hello. Any requests?
You do Tenerife Sea?
Yeah. You look so wonderful in that dress. I love your hair like that. The way it goes on your side of your neck, down your shoulders and back.
That's right. That is Ed Sheeran. He was shooting a music video on a canal in London the other day when he saw Nikki Atkins. She's a school teacher. She pulled out her phone and captured Sheeran singing her request. So Sheeran said, if anybody knows this lady, please tell her to post a video. I want to see what it looked like from her perspective, which she did. So on Instagram, she said, this was so unexpected, so beautiful. I wish I would have thought of something more to say to him. But on her caption, it says, this is why we run, girls. And somebody said, I need to take up running.
What you're doing if it was Diddy?
He had this encounter with God.
Said to God, I don't think you're real, but if I'm wrong, prove it.
He said to God one day, he's like, I don't believe you, but if you are real, prove it. 2 weeks go by. He forgets about the prayer because he had zero faith that he was going to prove it, right? He gets on his phone and he's about to call someone. And he said at the back of his left, a voice came out to him and said, call your mom. Ooh. So right away, he dialed the number and it rang 8 times, he said. On the 9th time, the mom picked up. Guess what the mom was trying to do? What? She's trying to like, no. Yeah.
That's
crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. So what he did, he got in his car, like went to his mom's place, carried her like she was, like took her to the hospital, goes into the hospital, gives her to the doctor. Doctor comes out, you can go see her. You know what it is? It was like a miracle from God. That's what the doctor tells him. And he said every time he goes into the hospital, when he leaned against the wall thinking about his mom, he can feel God talking to him like, it'll be okay. Yo, I got chills from that.
Behold the power of God.
Jesus has all power and authority on earth and heaven. I think we all know what happened.
So to make aspartame, they have to do something very interesting. They take a strain of genetically modified E. coli, and then the waste product, the fecal matter of the E. coli bacteria genetically modified, the fecal matter is aspartame. And that's what is revealed in the aspartame patent. E. coli feces used. Now you can't tell me that doesn't sound like evil scientist stuff. And
Ooh.
A lightning strike seemingly out of the blue nearly struck these Canadian travelers. There were thunderstorms in the area.
That was insane.
Lightning can strike more than 10 miles away from a storm even when it isn't raining.
We'll never see that again in our life.
What would have happened had it struck the car?
Guess what? Remember the fallen angel that was discovered in Eastern Europe?
Yeah.
Tell me why. They thought it was debunked, but that was the cover story. This is what supposedly really happened. These mine workers unearthed this sinister looking angel with a shield and sword, and it was kneeling. So when one of the workers touched it, the statue seemingly started to come to life, like the stone started cracking and falling off of the statue, revealing like an actual flesh and blood angel. You know what I mean? The workers were in shock. I think some ran and some stood still. When the angel stood up, it was at least 14 feet. The sword and shield was humongous. Its eyes were black. It began to speak in an unknown language, which the workers couldn't understand.
No way.
Supposedly, one of the workers took out his phone and was about to record when the angel reacted negatively, like he knew he was going to be recorded. I think the worker was able to translate back and forth with this entity using his phone. I'm not sure what language it was, but it said something like for them to relax, I think. It then asked what year it was, then said he had to find his brothers and sisters before the last war begins.
Please look at the description of an angel in the Bible. Don't be deceived.
For all the guys and the women who have always wanted to be around Diddy, have you noticed that like nobody from his real inner circle has been out there, saying that they believe in him or that they don't believe in him, whatever it is, they're like not coming out. Ray J has known Diddy most of his life. He considers him a mentor as well as one of his closest friends. What do you want people to know about how these allegations hit you? Had you ever thought you would hear this about the man?
I didn't. I think it's a different time in this game. And, when you look at our mentors and the people that have kind of shaped this culture, it's important to acknowledge the mistakes that they've made. And we have to hold everybody accountable for what they've done. But I don't think this is a time to tear anybody down, right? Instead, it's a time for this industry and everybody that's going through this and seeing this to learn from the mistakes and create a roadmap for the future of the industry together, right? In unity. I think that's the next plan that I think needs to be put in play. And with all the allegations and everything that's been going on, it is definitely shaking this industry up. So the importance of unity right now, I think, is the key to a positive future.
Ray J will always try to get the spotlight without being relevant.
Guys don't put those pills that they get to the girls in the champagne bottles because they popping them in front of them.
Combs faces 3 federal charges: racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs has pleaded not guilty to those charges. In an unsealed indictment, Prosecutors allege Combs, quote, abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him.
Guys don't put those pills that they get to the girls in the champagne bottles because they popping them in front of them. Most of those girls, especially if they like mixed drinks, you understand, they see the bottles when they open them and they trying to keep their eyes on because they don't want to get no kind of drugs put in their system. But what they don't understand is in the orange juice and it's in the cranberry juice. They didn't put the pills and the stuff in there, the roofies, the ecstasy, the ease, all whatever they put it in the juice. Now, those girls who like the mixed drinks, you understand what I'm saying? They're gonna pour their own sexual act because they don't understand it ain't in the bottles, it's in the juice. Those guys, they learn that and they put it to those girls who don't know no better.
All right, question. How come Diddy didn't use his latest free time to clean, destroy, or hide those evidences? You know, he knew they were coming, right?
If you've been hearing reports about snow in different parts of the country this morning, here you go. Look at this. I'm in Newcastle, KZN right now. Since the early hours of this morning, it's been snowing pretty much consistently like this. Everywhere you look, take a look at this. Unreal.
What happened? Why is South Africa starting to follow American weather patterns? Oh my goodness. Oh, what's happened to the driver? Oh, that is
and
scary.
just like that, we started fire
Just like
with
that.
the battery and a stick of gum. Now let me show you how I did that.
Oh, this
you
guy.
heard me right. You will only need a stick of gum, and it's important to know you will want the gum with the foil on it, and you will need a battery. You can get a battery from your headlamp or a flashlight, and this is a flashlight that I always carry on me, so this is a battery that I will always have when I'm out in the field, and it's just a 3-volt battery. So first what we want to do is we want to remove the gum from the wrapper, and we want to throw it away because it likely contains aspartame, and aspartame classifies as possibly carcinogenic to humans.
Ooh.
Based on a study that it may cause cancer.
Oh yeah, we just saw it.
Specifically liver cancer. So
aspartame.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna tear this gum wrapper right down the center because we don't want to be wasteful. We're only gonna need 1/2 of it. And now what we want to do is we're gonna take this 1/2 and we're just gonna split it, get closer and closer to that center. We're almost gonna give it like an hourglass figure. Flip it over and do the same thing to the other side. And as we get to that middle, we want to get the thinnest line that we can for when that heat transfer without ripping it. Nice. Just like that. So we want to be left with something that looks roughly like this right here. All right, so we're gonna set that to the side. Move this out the way. You want to make sure you have your tender bundle readily available because this is going to happen quick. And this is just some dried up leaves and some bird nested jute twine.
A what?
So now we're going to take our battery.
New twine.
Now this is the important part. You want to go 4 sides to the connectors of the battery. You want to go 1 on the positive side, and you want to do this next one on the negative side.
As universities across China begin their new academic year, some students have been using large trash bins instead of suitcases. Douyin user Beimu posted a video of himself boarding a train with a trash bin. The train staff seemed a bit confused by it. Beimu explained that the trash bin is more cost-effective. It's cheap and spacious. He also says that today's college students don't feel the need to conform to societal standards of beauty. They prefer to be their own artists. Another user shared the entire process of filling up their trash bin and taking it all the way to campus registration. The video shows that it can hold a quilt, is easy to pull, and fits smoothly into a car trunk. It can also pass through security and board a high-speed train. Some people were even spotted with fancy painted garbage bins. 2 comments from netizens read, "If you used to do this in high school, I might have laughed at you, but in college, I can only say it's super cool." And, "No place to go, you could even live in it."
No way. But this is actually genius.
What do Russians do as prophylactic against parasites? One of the biggest shocking things when I came to the United States was that Americans are not aware of parasite infections. And this industry is so big in Russia since Soviet Union, so it's not like marketing. There are hospitals where you can do parasite cleans, examine your body. Sometimes they go to like gallbladder, and it's super hard to wash them off. They literally stick a tube in your mouth and wash your gallbladder. Also, in all Russian schools, once a year, they're giving dewormers to kids. It is a standard practice. Our body is not sterile, so parasites can live in it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not recommending any treatments here. I'm just sharing what I personally do and what's common practice in Russia. What are the symptoms of parasites might be in your body? Constantly clogged nose. Autoimmune diseases are triggered. Fatigue. Also the classic American symptoms. American doctor will not send you to check for parasites if you don't have like diarrhea 7 days straight. Also in kids, they're doing this at night and also obviously scratching their body down there.
Ooh, okay.
Also can be some pains on the right side, around the liver, headaches. So what to look out for in the test results, in the blood work? These 2 things. If they're high, it might be a sign of parasite infection in the body. If that's the case, what Russians do, here in the US, you can buy this thing, I'll attach here, in any pharmacy, any CVS, any Walgreens.
Pinworm.
I personally take it once a year just to be safe, because sometimes I eat sushi. And thing number 2,
I
more
eat
like
sushi
traditional
too.
method, our body can remove these things before they develop into actual worms. Our bile must be very good quality. So a lot of people would drink oil in the morning to trigger gallbladder to squeeze. This is not a thing if you don't have gallbladder or if you have gallbladder stones. You cannot do that. That's very dangerous. And to improve quality of bile, hope I pronounced it correctly, there are a few supplements that I also found here. This is one of my favorite supplements. Even though I recently discovered it after my mom got diagnosed with gallbladder stones, I'm like, okay, I need to watch out for this. And this is what I've been taking. This.
I heard people eat pumpkin seeds and dates every day that keeps parasites away. Is that right?
This is a demonstration about ultra-processed food. I want you to watch what happens when I mix this with water. This will blow your mind. This will also piss you off. And this could save your life. Food makers have been removing this from food before they sell it to you and I. Why would they do that? This is just a tablespoon of plant fibers, different fibers from plants. And food makers take this out of food and tell us, well, it will extend the shelf life and make food a little bit cheaper. Thank you. Thank you for caring about us so much. The truth is, when you remove this from the food supply, it is catastrophic to human health. This is the key to satiety. When you remove fiber from food, the food loses its satiety. So you will eat and eat and eat and never feel full, okay? Very good for somebody that wants to sell us more and more food, disastrous to human health. But it's much more than that. This is what controls blood sugar. This is what controls insulin. This is what controls cholesterol, triglycerides. This is the key to a healthy gut. And when you remove this from the food supply, it is disastrous. Watch this. Now, when I mixed that up, it was very liquid. But just a few minutes later, it has started to thicken and expand and create a gel. This is what happens in your stomach when you eat whole veggies, whole fruits, seeds, herbs. Fiber starts to create a gel in your stomach. A lot of people get gastric balloon or gastric bypass. The gastric balloon actually takes up space in the stomach, so it prevents overeating. Fiber does that naturally. Fiber also, this gel, coats the food that you eat. It slows the digestion of carbohydrates and so that you don't have blood sugar spikes or insulin spikes. Fiber also blocks some of the cholesterol absorption It helps lower triglycerides, and fiber is the key to having a healthy gut. So get more fiber. Now, where can you get something like this? You can eat more plants. Go to the produce section. Get lots of fruits and vegetables and seeds and herbs with lots of fibers. And if you struggle with dietary discipline, you can supplement. Whenever I'm going to eat anything, I always have fiber with it. Take control of your health, get more fiber, it can change your life.
This is why I believe no politician when they start talking about finances. Because there's no getting out of this, son. This is vociferous work. You see how many, this is not billions, this is trillions of dollars that we are in debt. Not we, the US, the government. And it just keeps going. And you tell me that Trump or Harris is going to fix this? They're not. $23 trillion. I mean, what does our credit score look like? Y'all be so worried about my shit. What is this? Somebody explain this to me. And I need the dumbest terms possible, because for you to get in $23 trillion of debt and then say, oh, I'm going to fix the economy, there's no fixing that. This is what makes me know that money's just created. It's just electronically from one to the other. No wonder y'all don't want cash no more, because how do you even get $23 trillion of cash? It's not possible. That's how. The next time you look at your bank account, you get worried or something, just take a look at this. And just know, it's going to be okay. That money's not real, bro. You're going to be all right. Don't worry about your credit score. Let that go down. Imagine what our shit is. And this is the U.S. government. 23 trillion. That's with a T, not a B. You worry about me.
What if they said Diddy's bail at $20 trillion?
Meets this kid on Roblox and then randomly shows up at the child's house.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah. Are you the one that's been messaging me on Roblox? Yeah. I thought you were older. You said you had an older brother and a sister.
I have a sister.
Well, I come over here to you told me that your mom was hot.
She is.
You sent me pictures of your mom.
She's very hot.
Well, does she know that I'm coming over to meet her?
Can I tell her?
So you didn't tell her?
No.
Well, I don't know how she's going to react. Did you send her the pictures?
No. Mom, there's this guy out here wondering if you can get his number. Or if
He sent me pictures of her.
yeah, I sent you pictures of him to this guy and then I'll
Of you? I don't know. You're sending pictures of me to some random person?
No.
Dude! I played Roblox and he sent me pictures of his
That's
mom.
weird. That's really weird. Isn't that like a kid's
Gave me
game?
y'all's address.
Yeah, see? Get in this house. I'm sorry. This is not right. I can't believe you're not playing on Roblox for a while. That's not okay. You just come roll up in someone's house.
And then all of a sudden I asked for pictures of his mom. I know that sounded crazy.
Don't you ever send pictures of me to anybody.
It's not like that. I'm just, I'm kind of
Yeah, that's weird either way.
You know?
Yeah, that's not okay. Get in the house. Come on. I'm sorry he wasted your time. Come on. This is why I told you, man. It's not how kids are raised. That's weird.
It was nice to meet you.
There are so many red flags in this video. The guy in the truck, the kid, and the parent.
Parents, please know what your kids are doing online. It's not just video games anymore. Know what they're doing.
All right.
Other names are going to come up. Sean will talk. That's why Jay-Z is running. That's why Jay-Z is nervous. Jaguar is talking about it. So many other artists at the moment. The industry is squirming because they know Sean is loose-lipped. He will talk. I can share this with you. An executive from his organization ends up in my office, unannounced, in my office saying, will you help me? I'm not part of it. I run some of his brands. This guy's got tequila brands. He's got a ton of stuff. One of his executives ends up in my office. I said, how did you get in my office? He said, I'm here. You've got to help me. I said, no, we're going to come after you. You know, you've been there. You've worked for them for 17 years. You know, they're
Wow.
jumping. David, so brazen that he shows up at my office to say, will you help me? I want to talk. I want to spill the beans. So this is going to crumble. Now, you're going to see Hollywood film industry implicated, Wall Street implicated, professional sports implicated. Remember, allegedly, I'll say allegedly, because they make us, right? Minors did attend these parties. Minors. That charge has not been brought yet. If that charge comes, now you're looking at life.
I think part of Diddy's ultimate plan, hence all the videos and cameras everywhere in his places, was to take everyone down with him in the end.
What if I told you self-checkout machines aren't just about the convenience of a speedier checkout? They're actually behavioral data collection hubs. Every time you use one, it's not just scanning your groceries, it's scanning you. The sensors built into these machines are tracking your hand movements, the speed of your actions, even the micro expressions on your face when something goes wrong. They're collecting all that info and building a profile on how you behave under stress, how impatient you are, how you react to small inconveniences. This data, it's being fed into a massive AI system designed to predict and influence your future shopping habits. Ever notice how the machine always seems to glitch just when you're in a hurry? That's not an accident. It's a test to see how you handle frustration so they can optimize ads and product placements based on your stress responses. Don't say I didn't warn you, buddy. I suggest you stick to curbside.
Your phones does that 24/7. All right, folks, thank you for staying till the end. Be kind to each other. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And don't forget to like or dislike so I can make a better content. There's a free gift below. And if you want to buy me coffee or support me through Patreon, the links are in the description below. Have a prosperous day and God bless.